What fun is being stuck in that system? But it's where they want you, because if they don't have us there, the system that they created will collapse. Hey friend, I'm glad you're back. It's Tim here. If you're new, this whole channel's pretty new. Today I want to ask you one thing though. When was the last time you looked back at older photos of yourself? Like 5, 10, 15 years ago. And maybe you don't even recognize who that person is. Not because you've changed so much physically on the outside, but because it was a different moment. You remember who that person was, and maybe you're not the same person now. It's tough to explain in a way. Either way, I was looking at photos of myself, which I honestly don't love doing. I don't know. That's just me. I was taking photos from hard drives and putting them over, and I was looking at pictures from like 10, 15 years ago, right? Like 2015, 2012. That's big changes in my life. I had gotten divorced. My kids were in school. A lot of things were happening. And I started thinking about who that person was and who I am now. And it sort of hit different because I just had a birthday this past weekend, and I feel like maybe I'm still trying to find joy and happiness in the things that made me happy then. And maybe they don't make me happy anymore, right? And that's okay, I think. So, like when you look at photos of yourself back then, probably some big life changes. If you're in your 20s, God, enjoy those years if you're in your 20s. But you look back 10 years, you actually see a kid in school, right? Much different scenario. No worries, no concerns, living life free and wild and doing all the things that probably push some boundaries, maybe hiding things from the adults and the parents. If you're in your 30s, you're hitting a point in life where you're maybe getting married or having kids or settling down, looking back at 20s you, who was traveling and going out late and just living a much different life. And if you're in 40s, maybe your kids are older, maybe they're going to college, and you're looking back at you who had just started that family, right? Or just bought that house. So when you look back there, you see a much different person. And my question now, here, is, are you happy with the person you are right now? Are you happy being who you are right now? Do you find joy in things? Or are you stuck because what the system wants you to do is go to school and get the house and get the mortgage and get the car and the car payments and the debt and the credit cards, and then be stuck in the hamster wheel? You wake up, you get your coffee, maybe every day at Starbucks. I don't know. This is going to be another video, but we no longer do that. Much better option I have found for us. You go to work, you come home from work, you run the kids around, you make dinner, you do the laundry, you do the dishes. Maybe you have time for a show and then you're to sleep. Every day. And maybe you don't have kids, but maybe it's the same thing. You wake up, you go to work, you come home, you do the laundry, you make dinner, you eat dinner, you clean up, you deal with the house. Very little time to find who you are. And why? What fun is being stuck in that system? But it's where they want you, because if they don't have us there, the system that they created will collapse. The system of having you stuck to work just to save for retirement, to retire, just to not have enough money anymore to enjoy retirement. So like, what are you doing with your years right now? And I think for me, it's trying to find out what brings joy now, trying to figure out what makes me happy now, rediscovering, starting something new. You deserve that. And it's okay. I think it's something we hide, right? We don't want to necessarily, I don't know. It's like we're rewarded for the hustle and the grind and to always be tired. We don't necessarily want to have fun. I think we want to. I think we don't know how anymore. And I'm sure some of you do. And I am envious of that because I'm in a situation where I feel like I'm almost like scared to have fun. I feel like I'm judged if I have fun. Does that make sense? But I'm also looking and like the things back then, like I was a big cyclist and I rode every single day and that made me happy. I still like riding, but not in the same way. So like this rat race that we're in, this daily grind, this repetitive, almost Groundhog Day-ish feeling becomes comfortable. And I think that's where the problem starts. So I want to strip away that comfort. I want to make it okay to be a beginner again, right? Like when we're kids, it doesn't even dawn on us that we don't know how to do something, but we're going to learn and we're a beginner and we're going to continue to level up. So many of us go to school for after high school for 4, 8 years just to learn, be taught, so that we get a career that makes money. 4 to 8 years of school for that. But we're not willing to give ourselves a few months or maybe a year to try something new, to learn something new that's going to make us happy. How is that right or fair for you or for me or anybody else? I don't think it is. So what if we give ourselves permission to learn something new? What if we give ourselves permission to choose curiosity over comfort? What if we give ourselves permission to just take a little bit of time every day to try? Maybe it's watercolor, maybe it's painting, maybe it's an activity, maybe it's knitting, maybe cooking. Something that's going to make us feel alive. Because what are we doing here if we don't get that? Right? There was a quote I heard the other day that's like, we only have so much time in our life. So let's put more life in our time. So I guess all I wanted to say is like, when we look back at pictures of ourselves and who we were then, and if we were happy, and where we are now, and if we're happy or if we're not, and what we can do to find that. So I'm going to go because the sun is setting. If you find joy in the day-to-day and the routine, that's great. Keep doing it because that's what you deserve. But if there's something in the back of your head that thinks there might be more, then do me a favor. Give yourself permission. Talk to your friends and your family, anybody, but do it. Take the time to do it. I don't want you looking back in a couple more years saying, I wish I had, because a couple more years, we don't know where we're going to be. In a couple years, I might not even be here. I might not even be here tomorrow. So I want to find happiness now. And I wish the same for you. And I'd love it in the comments if you tell me, like, what makes you happy? Because I'm all ears, because I want to find some happiness and some joy. Because I feel like I've lost it. And I'm really struggling with that. Because when I look back on those pictures, I had some great times. And they were times that were had with people I'll probably never talk to again. And I'm okay with that because some people aren't meant to be here for the whole story. But I know things that made me happy. And I think now, getting closer to a big milestone year in life, I don't know if I do. So I'm going to figure it out. And I hope you figure it out, or I hope you're there now. And if you are, let me know in the comments. And if you're going to figure it out, tell me how in the comments. And if you're really just stuck, share that too, because I think we all need to know what we're really dealing with. So the sun's going down, like I said. I'm done thinking about who I used to be, and I want to know who I am now. As always, I believe in you. Let's make something great.